the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast. This is episode 1263. Doing it live, 1263, back again. And this is our wonderful Thursday show. We are currently sitting at 34.25% of the goal. My eyesight's getting worse these days. Yeah, we're getting close to the goal. Please chug us a couple bucks towards the goal throughout this stream. I got a few announcements coming up here. Immediately following tonight's show, on the post show for all of you $10 plus patrons, we are going to begin our review of Isom Part 2. We will be doing a live reaction to like the first third of Isom Part 2 tonight. So if you want to check out our reaction to that, become a patron, $10 or more, and that's going to get you a bunch more content between now and the end of the month. So you should check that out. Also, our new sticker that is going to be available for the $33 Patreon level. It's going to be Dinor, and you're going to get to choose whether you would like Dinor in white or black. Billy, which one would you choose?
I would get the black Dinor.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? They were almost equal with popularity when it came to the classic T-shirts back in the day. So yeah, people can get their Dinor stickers, including all the Patreon perks below that. It'll be shipped out to them next month. And for everyone at the $33 level. And I have another offer that I'm going to try this month. And we'll see how good it goes. And if it doesn't, I might not do it again the following month. But I'm also going to make available to everyone that goes to the $50 level this month, I'm going to send to you your choice of the Dinor t-shirt in black or white at the $50 level, and you'll get the sticker. So at the $50 level, you'll get both. And then at the $33 level, you'll get a sticker and all the perks below that.
That's the greatest gift a man could give.
Yeah.
Have you failed No Nut November yet? Peanuts don't count, right? Because they're not a nut nor a pea. I think you can still have Reese's.
Reese's. Is it Reese's or Reese's?
Oh, you know me.
Oh, okay. All right. I know.
Probably,
okay.
It's probably Reese's.
No, it is Reese's. That's why they call them Reese's Pieces. But I hear a lot of people say Reese's. It is a common thing. But then it'd be Reese's Pieces. You know?
Or after you eat them, Reese's Feces, which
that's delicious.
It's not
I like
too much
that.
different than regular feces.
Cocoa Feces. Remember I told you about the cereal box I designed in high school? I got in trouble because I had Cocoa Feces and the mascot was Poo Poo the Clown.
Yeah, I think you got in trouble because you tried to pour it on your teacher's chest.
No, I didn't. You didn't really actually make the cereal.
Oh.
You just designed the box. So I designed the box, then he's like, no, you got to do this all over again. So then I created some it was like radioactive O's. That's what I made instead.
Radios.
Not as good as Cocoa Feces. Not as good.
Yeah. Does it turn the milk brown?
Of course. Well, part of what goes into the milk is already brown liquid.
Yuck.
Yeah. Yes.
That's disgusting.
I want to
Did you-
unscoop.
Did you get any trick-or-treaters?
No.
I think that trick-or-treaters are snobs now, and they only go to the rich neighborhoods so they can get big candy bars. They don't fuck around with any neighborhood that's not directly linked to giant candy bars. There's probably an app out there that tells you what house is giving out giant candy bars, because they don't come around here no more.
There is
I don't see trick-or-treaters in the hood.
There is an app that tells you like which houses are giving out candy. It's called the Nextdoor app. Like people will post like in your neighborhood like places to go where people are giving out candy, just so you know, like you can make the most of the ground that you cover, you know.
Wow, that's fucked up. The algorithm's keeping all those kids away from my house.
All right, we're gonna check out what's going on in the world of the Manatee. Here it is.
Situation. Check out the beautiful asshole.
The individual Brett Keane segment situation.
All right, here is Brett Keane. He's already back, by the way. Surprise, surprise. He came back like within 12 hours.
The same day.
Yeah, like 12 hours later, he was like, I'm back. Here's his first video after he came back.
Hashtag save Billy. It's like save Ferris, but Billy.
Yeah, save Billy.
Brett Keane, you were watching. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Brett Keane. You are watching and listening to The Brett Keane Show. Make sure you check me out on Rumble. I've got a lot of exclusive videos up there, as well as on my international radio station that's played everywhere. I figured I'd let you guys in on what's happening with my YouTube channel. As many of you know, I recently said that I'm thinking about quitting, getting the hell out of here because I'm tired.
No, you didn't say you were thinking about it. You said you were quitting, and that was your last video, and everyone knew it was bullshit.
Just thinking about it is all.
Yeah.
Just thinking
about quitting.
I was pondering leaving, but now that I've thought of it, I'm not going to do it. Wouldn't want to embarrass myself by telling everybody I was leaving and then not be gone.
Tired of YouTube screwing with me as it's done thousands of other people. As I'll briefly mention, I was copyright striked because YouTube claims that I played a show on my live stream. I've never in my entire existence of being on YouTube for almost 20 years now ever played movies or anything like that. There was a friend of mine named TTOR who decided to play a bunch of fucking movie clips a while back whenever I used to let him host a show. Like on his second or third live show that he did through my channel, he did that. And I remember thinking to myself, he's been around for so long. Why would he do that for? What was the fucking point of that for? But that was the last time I ever received a copyright strike. Usually if I receive a strike, it's because YouTube gets triggered. Somebody out there doesn't like something I said in my video, they disagree with it, but instead of just simply saying they disagree or go watch something more appropriate for their age like fucking Pokemon or My Little Pony, they want to be a little bitch and report me and
Why is
say
he targeting Magicus?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, there's a lot of like 30, 40-year-olds that watch Pokemon and My Little Pony.
Is that the thing he got clipped for down there? Was it say World End?
Yeah.
Gaza War?
Yeah.
Israel, Gaza War?
And it literally has the content that was used. I mean, normally it has to detect what was in there. You know? He's making it seem like, oh, he just mentioned the thing and he got a copyright strike for it. There's
never played any movies or major television productions.
Being hateful or mean, and that they had a sad, feelings were hurt, issues, tissues, that kind of shit. You know how the game runs. So I've been very careful on my YouTube channel. How the fuck did this happen? If I didn't play anything, then why does YouTube think this? We all know it's automated. We all know that an artificial intelligence goes through it. And the AI is not a human being. It's not going to.
It's not a human being.
Fucking lie,
It's
right?
not.
It's got to be programmed, and I'm not really sure. I want to go down the rabbit hole and think that YouTube actually manufactured a bunch of words having to do with this specific movie to fuck people on it. Okay, I think the movie company has a content ID, and they put it through the automation. The automation looks for anything that is similar to the data that is on a Blu-ray or DVD or CD or streaming, and then it fucking reacts
on a Victrola
to it. So I've been pondering this after
Just
fucking
pondering his
smoking
orb.
a hard hit of weed. I was sitting back thinking to myself,
Did he say he had a hard hit of weed?
He had a hard hit of weed.
Hold on.
He's a King Kong weeder.
To fuck people on it. Okay, I think the movie company has a content ID, and they put it through the automation. The automation looks for anything that is similar to the data that is on a Blu-ray or DVD or CD or streaming, and then it fucking reacts to it. So I've been pondering this after fucking smoking a hard hit of weed. I was sitting back.
Okay, this is Brett. Okay, Brett used to lie about smoking weed. He used to be like, I've never done that before. I don't even know. Like, I was like, come on, admit it. You smoke a doobie from time to time. He's like, what's a doobie? Like, he pretended like he didn't know what a doobie was. He used to pretend like he was the most straight-laced guy ever. So I thought I was hearing things. I thought I just imagined that he said that he had a hard hit of weed.
No, legalized at 420 Manatee.
Damn. I got to let my little dog out of the room really quick here. 1 second.
Manatee, legalize it. Hard hit of weed. Who says doobie? Ben says doobie. Brett says dorby.
What's a
dorby? What's a
thinking to myself,
derby?
how could this possibly happen? And then my logical, rational, reasonable mind started to prevail after my anger subsided in aggravation of this. And I realized that maybe, just fucking maybe, there's a possibility that something did get played, but it wasn't me.
Okay, you know what? Maybe something got played and that's why you guys detected it. But it wasn't me.
I know you caught me on the counter. It wasn't me.
About 4 years ago, when they first started doing like StreamYards and shit, there was somebody that came in my room and they were playing a TV in the background. Okay. And somehow it picked it up, and I got in trouble for some asshole playing a fucking TV in the background of the movie.
Playing a TV?
Platoon.
He was playing a TV of the movie Platoon.
Yeah, there was a movie, a TV in the background. Platoon, some asshole.
He was playing a TV of the movie Platoon.
I ended up getting fucking hit over the movie Platoon a while back. However, YouTube actually was kind enough at that point to allow me to just simply silence out that noise and then allow that fucking video to continue. That was on one of my old channels, if you're curious. So I get to thinking to myself, there was a fucking retard that came into my room, a guy who had a hat on with hair over his face and all this kind of shit, pretending to be nice. And he asked me about my thoughts on Starfield and any future movies I might be wanting to watch. Now, I might have mentioned a movie that he never heard of, and it's very possible that he might have looked up some trailers while he was actually on my live show, and it may have played the sound back, but so quietly that I couldn't make it out or hear it. One, I'm fucking deaf, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm almost as blind as a bat, and I'm reaching 50 years old. My fucking body doesn't work like it used to.
So now the story has changed, because in the video where he quit, he was like, nothing happened. All we did was talk about this movie, and then I got a copyright strike for it just for talking. And now
maybe
it's like
he would have played it in the background, but my hearing's so poor I wouldn't have noticed.
Right.
Because YouTube wiped me out so quick, knocked that fucking video down, I had no opportunity to go back, listen, and see if there was any strange anomalies going on. So it's very possible. And the reason why I think that it's possible is because this particular dickhead that
this particular, that's a classic Keaneism.
Amen. He had his mic open the whole fucking time, and he claimed that he was playing video games while everybody else was talking. Anytime I would ask him
Platoon, Brett.
The Platoon, the video game.
Opinion on something, 3 times he said, "Oh, I don't really have nothing to say. I'm busy playing my video game." So I told this fucking cockroach, I said, "Look, if you're going to be fucking playing a video game during my live show, I'll just put your ass out and you can go concentrate on your fucking video game." So I'm thinking it's possible, since he had his mic open in the beginning of the conversation before he went fucking Constantinople on my ass.
Constantinople?
Constantinople? Is that what he said?
Constantinople? Went all Constantinople?
Because Constantinople, even if he said that correctly, wouldn't make any sense. He'd go Constantinople on his ass? So he changed his name?
Constantinople on me.
It's possible he may have played a trailer in the background. And even if I can't hear it, even if the frequency's too low, the possibility that even if he played like a very quiet incident and not deliberately tried to fuck me over, the AI reads it as data, as information. Doesn't matter if the human ear can pick it up, the AI will. So that might have been what happened, and if that is unfortunately what fucking happened, then hopefully whoever's running YouTube nowadays who investigates my counter will take that into mind and realize it wasn't intentional if they go through the video or where the problem happened. If not, then I'm going to be fucking pissed. One thing is for sure, though. I want to let you all know, because I've had some haters and some trolls message me, and they go, "Brett, why don't you just quit? Nobody likes you," and all this kind of shit. They basically try to bully and manipulate me into not wanting to do YouTube, they think.
I mean, they don't have to. YouTube could just ban you. You've already been banned from YouTube, so technically you're not supposed to be on YouTube.
You just get bullied.
They don't need to bully you. They can just terminate your channel every time you make a new one if they wanted to. So obviously they don't really care about you that much, or else they'd just kill your channel literally every time you created a new one. Yeah, he's had a lifetime ban for over a decade. So he was perma banned in like 2011 or whatever. He's been gone a long time.
It actually antagonizes me and it aggravates me and makes me want to just fucking do it in spite of them. Even if I'm tired of making videos.
Oh.
It's become so routine.
He's just doing it to stick it to YouTube for giving him a strike situation just because some asshole decided to play a video game or a TV situation.
He wants to spite the trolls.
Is it the trolls or YouTube that he's mad at?
He's mad at the trolls.
Well, the trolls
said that they come in and they bully him.
But hold
on,
though.
They tell him to quit YouTube.
But here's the thing, like, it wasn't the trolls that gave him the strike. It was him playing copyrighted stuff.
Yeah, but he was just talking about how they come in and bully him and tell him to get off YouTube.
Oh,
that's what aggravates him.
That's never going away.
And now he's gonna stream just to spite them.
For me to talk about what I see in the news or my thoughts that day, it doesn't cause me any effort whatsoever to make some of these fucking videos. I hit record, I talk.
Could you guess? It takes him no effort to make these videos.
He's just proficient. He's a proficient content creator and radio show host.
He's a proficient GIF. He's a proficient GIF.
He's the GIF that keeps on gifting.
I'm not scripted, and my videos are so small and compressed in size, it takes like
he's okay. So is he also being like, plus my videos are small in size, so I'm helping out YouTube?
Yeah, there's just a tiny little bit of data for such a robust amount of content.
A couple minutes to upload one of these fucking masterpieces, so there's that. So the point is that whenever you tell me I should quit, and you tell me that I should bow down before this fucking greedy ass fucking corporation, you're basically setting me on fire when you do that. It annoys me where I'm like, how dare this son of a bitch tell me to quit? How dare this son of a bitch tell me that I'm not good enough or worthy to use a website?
Start a podcast with Jared Genesis and
Oh
Sturgis.
my God. And Sturgis? Oh, that might ruin
Call
it.
The Sea Cow podcast.
The Sea Cow podcast. I like it because it's like sturgeon. Sturgeon isn't like a sea cow, but it's like a sea animal, I guess. Jared is a walrus or something. I don't know.
He's a bit of a walrus. Goo goo gajoob.
Yeah.
They've invested
They're just like
no
wall cows, but from the sea.
stock, and nor do they pay any of my fucking bills. I'm serious. It does that to me. It doesn't make me go, oh God, there's people out
The taxpayers pay your bills, Brett. Come
there
on.
who don't have any videos of their own and less than 5 subscribers telling me I should quit. I should probably just end it all. Fuck it. Just go in the coat closet and just choke myself out.
Seth Look says he's so worthless, he's not a GIF, he's a GIF. To me, delicious peanut butter is way more valuable than an animated image. I don't know.
And I refuse to pronounce GIF with the J. It's one of my pet peeves, one of my triggers. People who do pronounce it with a J, I feel like they deserve zero human rights.
Right.
If I could set up a firing squad just for them, I would. No remorse. That's just my personal opinion, though.
But what
You
about
guys-
the peanut butter? You'll call it GIF, GIF or GIF?
I'm not gonna call it peanut butter GIF. I'm not a psycho.
I want to start calling it
GIF
because people call a GIF a GIF. I want to start calling the peanut butter GIF or GIF. See, I'm confusing myself.
Yeah, it's the peanut butter is GIF.
It's GIF.
The motion image is GIF, and someone said the creator of GIF says no, it's GIF. I don't care what he says. Just
The creator
because
of
he created something
Hold
doesn't
on,
mean
though.
it belongs to him.
The creator of the peanut butter GIF says that it's GIF.
No, that's different.
Oh.
Oh, no. What happens is you piss me off. And then I realize that you want me gone because my shit
You want me gone.
bothers you, my words bother you. And then it makes me want to make 10 more fucking videos just to
Then why have you quit so many times?
set you on fire.
Or set you on fire.
Just to piss you off.
Oh, shit.
Call it childish if you want. But there's something about making someone who hates you rip out their fucking hair squealing and shit that just and cause them to quiver every time they see a thumbnail of a new video of Brett Keane up.
Who does that?
They're just out here pulling out their hair and quivering.
My butthole quivers every time I see a new thumbnail of Brett Keane.
If you use the sentence butthole, quiver, and thumb, use those words in the same sentence.
I just did.
That shouldn't be okay.
It's fine.
Somehow, I think it worked here, but just on principle, that should not have been said.
My butthole quivers every time I see a new thumbnail from Brett Keane.
Yeah.
It gets me really excited. I
Could
get
you
an
imagine
internet
Brett
boner,
Keane's
ladies
thumbnail breaking off in your butthole?
I just did just now.
Gentlemen, I get
That
horny
sucks.
for aggravating
You're the one who did it.
people.
That
I
makes
don't know
my
what it
butthole
is.
quiver.
I'm
Brett has
kidding. I don't get
successfully made my butthole quiver.
horny. You know I'm joking. Come on, forget about it.
Oh shit!
So
I like that
yeah.
version of Brett.
That's his version of Tommy from the Bronx, basically.
You know I'm joking. Come on, forget about it. I like wise guy Brett Keane.
I'll still make a lot of hardcore videos, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm still
You
going
talking
to
about
deal
that
with
thumbnail breaking off again?
Yeah.
a lot of topics that YouTube doesn't like, but they'll be on my radio. You can actually watch them in video format. The only difference is they're not on YouTube. And
They're also not on the radio.
I'll be putting shit on Rumble. I've been having a lot of people say, bro, why don't you just exclusively just go to
Exclusively.
Rumble and work with them? because Rumble's a piece of shit site, ladies and gentlemen. I'm tired of like nicely explaining this. All alternative video sites out there, you get less than 5 views. Some people said, but Brett, you're getting like 800 to 1,000 views on some of your videos on Rumble. Yeah, after they've been up for a few fucking months. For weeks and shit go by where it says 0 on everybody's YouTube channel.
Oh, he doesn't get that instant gratification. Maybe it takes them longer to count the views or something.
Channel or Rumble. Rumble's dead, ladies and gentlemen. So is every alternative video site. Do the fucking math. I make a video here. Every couple of years, I get striked or lose a fucking channel. But in between that time, I'm making thousands of views. I'm being heard by people. People take my shit so fucking seriously that they lose their mind whenever I upload a new video because they wish I'd
Point
quit.
for YouTube.
Or people.
He has to exaggerate the reactions of people to him. Most people just laugh at him.
Here on YouTube, I get thousands of views and people lose their minds.
Yeah.
Who love me. That's why would I go somewhere where you're not being watched or seen for? It's not narcissism. It's just reality. Let's face it. Not one single atheist or religious person or whatever the fuck your theological, political, scientific view is. Why the fuck would you make videos to a site that ain't making no fucking views or getting seen at all? And then
I mean, there are people on Rumble that do get a lot of views. But you're not one of them.
I like the idea that he gets a lot of views on YouTube.
He doesn't, but I guess in comparison.
Yeah, he's like, look, I can't do Rumble. I don't get a lot of views. Cut back to YouTube. Not a lot of views.
That there's another site, even though it's ran by a bunch of fucking snowflakes, at least somehow you're getting views here and there. Why would I change that? But as far as using other shit to do my stuff, I have my radio, and I'm actually getting paid in tons of views on that.
He's getting paid in views, not money. Like, he's getting paid in views.
He's getting tons of views on the radio, on Spotify.
He's getting paid in views. He's getting tons of views. He's getting paid.
So I'm going to use...
happy to see Brett successful in his radio media conglomeration.
What works for me. I would rather be making videos on a site where every 2 years I get knocked down and it takes me 2 minutes to make a new channel, as opposed to being on a channel where they tell me they respect my freedom of speech, but nobody's there to fucking hear my speech. So you got to kind of make a logical decision on that, right? What makes
rather have the Drunken Peasants fan base hate view me on YouTube than people who say they respect my freedom of speech ignore me on Rumble.
That's a dangerous company that's greedy and doesn't give a fuck about you, but still allows you to get views. Or a company that's really nice and cuddly, and I'd probably let, wash my balls, but at the end of the day, nobody actually sees your fucking videos. And that's the problem that we run
Wash his balls? What?
ourselves into. So I'm not quitting. I'm not. I'm too stupid to quit anyway. I don't know how to quit. And my entire...
That's the most true thing that's ever been said by Brett.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair, Brett.
Yeah.
Points for Brett Keane.
He's
too stupid to quit.
And he doesn't know how.
Your fucking life. And all the 46 years I've been on this planet, I don't...
46 years. He's only 46. He's only 46.
That's wild.
He's only 40 fucking 6,
That's
dude.
wild.
Dude, he's 46.
Can't believe I'm older than Brett Keane.
You're not, but he's not that much older than you.
I don't know what it means to quit. I don't know what throwing in the towel even looks like. My life is set to where I was born to rule.
I don't even know what throwing in the towel looks like. I wonder if Brett knows what a towel looks like.
He doesn't. He doesn't know what throwing it in looks like because he doesn't know what one looks like to pick it up to throw it.
I feel like Brett does the equivalent of free bleeding, but instead of period, it's just when he has diarrhea.
Dominate. Make epic, legendary fucking videos, and then move on.
Like this? Is this an epic, legendary video?
Yeah, I actually Googled epic, legendary video, and this came up. So.
Oh, well, Google never lies.
Yeah,
I like how he, like the GIF of him, you can tell is like smashed together to make him look smaller, like not as fat. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
So he's like, that's why his head is like really tall and like thin, like a big Tic Tac.
Funny as shit.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
That's how it works. If people don't like it, then click out of the browser, you fucking ignorant ass.
Did he say ignorant? Like,
yeah,
like Michael Jackson
racist.
in South Park? That's ignorant.
That sounded racist. I don't think it was, but it sounded.
Some a bitch. Just
some a bitch.
Click out of the browser. Don't watch. Go watch Barney the Purple Dinosaur. Learn something new in your life.
Wasn't that like 30 years ago that Barney the Purple Dinosaur was like a big thing?
Probably.
Yeah, like early to mid 90s or something.
I saw a TikTok with Barney in it the other day, so he's got to have some cultural relevancy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's definitely a nostalgia thing. I don't know if the show is still being made.
I have no idea. I think they had a cartoon for a while.
People are in the chat
being rebooted.
Yeah. So.
Or better yet, grow up and make something of yourself and get the fuck out of my life. God bless.
Get out of my life. God bless. Thanks for watching. Shout out Brett Keane on YouTube, everybody. He's back. The Manatee is back.
Oh, there's more. There's more. Check out this one. This is another recent one from him.
Roger Wilco asks, ever seen The Mask with Jim Carrey? Smoking. Chill, Roger Wilco. We're not trying to get bopped off the site like Brett Keane was. We can't talk about movies, Roger Wilco. That's dangerous territory.
Why is there no...
Ladies and gentlemen. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brett Keane, and you are watching The Brett Keane Show.
Now it's The Brett Keane Show. It's not Gord TV Radio.
I hope you're all doing well today. I watched...
I like how it's on the internet. It's not TV and it's not radio, but he calls it God TV Radio. And he never talks about... Well, I guess sometimes he kind of talks about God, but it's usually just kind of secondary to whatever he's talking about.
Gord
TV Radio. It's TV radio.
Video by Michael Knowles called Is America Racist? Today we're going to talk about racism, we're going to talk about transphobia, we're going to talk about Islamophobia.
Oh shit, I needed Brett's take on all these things.
I knew, that's why I picked this video.
But all the phobias all the way down the line. And we're going to try to figure out what is the root and the source of these issues that people keep bringing.
When it comes to transphobia, I don't believe in transphobia. I'm not scared of trans people. When it comes to Islamophobia, yes, I'm scared of Islamics. Yes. What was the other phobia he brought up? Is that how he's going to explain
racism?
Racism doesn't really exist except against white people and manatees.
Feminism is another one he's going to go against.
Feminism is just a way to take the man down.
Back in the day when everyone on DP was kind of talking trash about radical feminism, Brett Keane was walking in lockstep with feminists. Like whoever our like adversaries were, Brett Keane was on their side every time. It's
and then
yeah.
Did you guys hit him with the "they're not gonna fuck you, Brett"? That was my favorite anti-feminist retort.
I don't think
they're not gonna fuck you.
I don't think he needs to hear that. I think he knows that. I don't think he needs anyone to remind him of that. No, and he wasn't doing
someone-
it. And he wasn't doing it to fuck them. He was doing it because he was like, "Oh, they're like the Drunken Peasants. I like them. I'll be their friends."
Up incessantly over and over and over. And we're also going to point out that no one ever actually comes up with a solution. I just noticed that people
That's
write
because they're complicated issues. I mean, solutions aren't easy when it comes to that kind of stuff.
a lot of books and they profit off of it, but nobody actually comes up with an answer to solve it. And one other thing I noticed too is nobody just directly comes right out and says what the problem is. Why is it that there are people who are what you would call transphobic, Islamophobic, racist, and all this? But before we get into that, let me ask you guys a simple question. What if someone is transphobic? What if someone is racist? What if someone doesn't like a certain religion or doesn't like the behaviors from it?
Okay.
Are they obligated to go along with it because politicians say so?
No, and they're not obligated to go along with it, but people are going to think that they're assholes for it.
They're obligated to post about it on Rumble.
Oh, damn.
Are we obligated to like people or put up with people just because?
Well, it depends on what you mean by put up with them. Like you have to like tolerate being around them. Otherwise you can just stay home. But other than that, like, no, you don't have to like them. You just have to I guess, just stay away from them if you don't like them is the best thing to do.
Some asshole we don't even know is sitting on television telling us that that's the way we got to do.
Who said what?
If you don't like trans people, you have to say you're not going to drink Bud Light, but then get caught drinking Bud Light every time you go out.
Which is crazy because Kid Rock could afford a way better beer than Bud Light. So it's sad on many levels because he's a hypocrite and he's cheap when he's got plenty of money to drink some better beer. I don't know.
He could have even got like a different domestic beer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, yeah, whatever. I'll have another piece of shit, garbage, trash beer.
There's better.
You have to get a good one.
There's better piece of shit domestic beers than Bud Light. I mean, like Pabst Blue Ribbon, and that's a cheaper beer too, and that's better than Bud Light.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Miller High Life, Rolling Rock. You have yourself a Rolling Rock, or if he's in the eastern side of the U.S., a Yingling. You ever had a Yingling?
Yeah, you can't just shoot a bunch of Bud Light and then get caught drinking a Bud Light within like 6 months of that. What the hell, man?
If you think about it, it's television that causes the problem in the first place. It's the media. The media shows us all kinds of bad stuff going on.
Are you a part of the problem then, God TV Radio?
He is.
We get paranoid and frightened, and we get anxiety whenever we run into specific or certain type of people that we've been watching on TV. We are the bad guy for not wanting to be around the very people that get bad PR all the time.
You don't have to be around them. I mean, really. I mean, if you both have the right to like walk down the streets in public, but you don't have to be around them if you don't like them. So I don't even know where this is going because he hasn't really made a point, and it's all bullshit. You don't have to be around people you don't want to be around. You have private property that you live on.
If I don't want to share my ice cream cone with trans people, I shouldn't have to.
Right. Plus Brett Keane has claimed to be agoraphobic, so he's not going out in public that often anyway. So why does he give a shit? He doesn't have to be around anyone he doesn't want to be around.
I said I was algoraphobic.
Let me give you an example of something.
Brett surely loves gargling down Tubes root beer, a Louisiana's local root beer.
I love a good Tubes root beer.
I love in the last video we watched, he talked about taking a hit of weed, which is crazy. I've never heard him actually admit it, even though we all knew he was smoking weed. Because he used to have this pipe and he'd be like, tobacco. And then he'd light it up. It's like, why who would like mention that it was tobacco if they were just like smoking a tobacco pipe. Who would go out of their way to mention what it was? Unless someone was lying about what it was.
A criminal mastermind.
I know. So like it's crazy that he admitted that. Is it legal in Missouri now? It probably is. I don't know. But like he did this thing where he was holding a root beer and he's like, I know you guys are gonna say I'm getting drunk, but this is just a root beer. And it was not your father's root beer, which is an alcoholic root beer. And we all pointed it out. He didn't have to mention it. He wouldn't have drawn any attention to it, but he drew attention to it, and we looked at it, and it said, not your father's root beer, which has it's like root beer and whiskey, I think.
Are you sure it's whiskey? I thought
it might be malt.
I saw it.
It might just be
I think it's a malt. I think it's a malt.
But either way.
Marijuana is recreationally legal in Missouri
Okay,
now.
that's why he's admitting it then.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said that it was like a regular root beer and that people were going to accuse him of drinking, and it was literally an alcoholic root beer.
It's not your dad's root beer in honor of my song Father.
This is one of the reasons why I don't want to go hang out with transgenders, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't wake up one day and just...
I doubt they're like tripping over each other trying to come and hang out with you.
Say, I hate, transgenders. I didn't ever build myself up to hating a group of people or anything like that. In fact, I don't hate them, but I am a bit frightened. They cause me anxiety. Let me show you an example, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Why is your mouth still moving when you're not talking right now, Brett?
Technology, the future.
Have any words prepared today. I just want you to feel our pain. I don't know if you can at this point based off your policy choices.
Okay, why should I have to feel their pain?
So my question
I'm lost.
Is also about trans people because it's specifically about trans people competing in sports because I think everyone here can agree we need to protect women's sports. So recently in Texas there was a boy who won the girls wrestling state championship. Do you think that he should have been allowed to compete in that division?
I think that a man taking down a woman on a map should warrant a call to the police.
On a map?
I think she said Matt, but it translated as map. I don't know. They don't wrestle on
map?
They don't wrestle on maps.
Should not, of course, be considered a sport.
Because he was actually born female and forced to compete in that division despite being on HRT.
I am so open to transgender people. Like if they want to have their own division, go for it.
Look how pregnant Candace Owens is.
I thought she was just fat.
She said she's been pregnant for like the last 3 years. Yeah, like nonstop, gives birth and gets pregnant again 2-3 months later.
Nice.
Yeah.
She's a machine.
I would love to watch it.
Her husband is, no lie, her husband is part of the British aristocracy. Her husband's father is a member of the House of Lords, and those are like the people who get into Parliament just based on who they were at birth. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Actually, I would love to watch it. If you are opting in as a man, as a woman, to having a man take you down on a mat, that is totally fine for me. But what is unacceptable is that we have these divisions. This is for women, this is for men, and you have people that are allowing men to compete in these women's divisions and to obviously dominate because going back to biology, Men, of course, are stronger than women. They are always going to be stronger and faster than women.
It's like how Leah Thomas went from getting second place in a race as a man to winning the race.
Yeah, it's completely unacceptable, and it's fraudulent, and the people...
Exactly. Going from second to first does not happen naturally. Yeah.
And so I think... going
Leah
from...
Thomas, the swimmer who came in second place in
as a man, that's right, yeah.
I'm waiting for Brett to make his point. Is he like...
Yeah, and then he just switched his gender and suddenly was dominating.
Went from second to first. As someone who competed in athletics in college and high school myself, no one ever goes from second place to first place. Personally,
what athletics was she in?
Okay. Because I'm a man, I'm not affected by abortion. I should have an opinion on it.
Pretty much.
Okay. Are you affected in any way by the Holocaust?
Not personally, I'm not.
Do you think the Holocaust is bad?
I do.
So you have an opinion on something that doesn't directly affect you, right?
The definition of feminism across the board.
Yeah, but I'm also not going to go and I'm not in control of the Holocaust. And that's like a stupid thing. You can have an opinion. You can have your opinion, but keep your opinion out of the fucking laws.
Political and economic equality.
Let a woman murder a baby if she wants to.
Yes. Why are we only talking about the female inequalities? Why aren't we talking about the male inequalities?
We do not have the same experience. We do not.
Okay, Brett, I don't want to watch this whole video. Are you going to talk? Because this is just trash. You're just
want to play these TikTok clips.
I want to know why you're playing the video.
Everybody's
in Seattle?
suggesting that I could have stopped the Holocaust. I couldn't have. And yeah, this is on Pike and Broadway.
Okay, I want to see this one.
I think we watched this like 2 years ago.
Did we?
I think so, yeah.
I'm actually finding it really, really relaxing.
Well, why don't you explain to me why what I'm doing is
wrong? Go.
Okay, Brett, start talking.
All right. So I could go on. The video isn't even halfway done. It's a compilation of transgenders screaming on top of their lungs, saying really ignorant stuff. And then it's also mixed with a bunch of feminists who are saying that their pain is valuable and important, but a man's opinion, a man's views, and the pain that men go through, it doesn't matter. I mean, seriously, ladies and gentlemen, what are you supposed to think about that? You got someone who says, because you're a man, because you have genitals, nothing that you say, nothing that you feel is important, but you're expected to sit through their big-ass rhetoric, rant, and nonsense.
Men and women are different. Some men also value being victimized. If you value being victimized, playing the victim card is great. It gives you social acceptance. Not everybody values being a victim, though. Some people are like, fuck that.
Anyone with a rational, logical mind expect me as a man to actually give a rat's ass what people like this think? If you're going to look me right in...
I mean, it looks like this person was being filmed, so they approached them and decided to talk to them. So it seems like talking to these people is optional usually. You know, if you're running around with a camera filming people, you're making the choice to engage with them.
How often do you get people that like must engage with you when you're out streaming though? Because I've had a ton of people who are like trying to control the stream, and I'm like, I'm sorry, like you're not on this side of the camera, Papa. You can walk away.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna chase you down.
I see that kind of stuff all the time.
And tell me that nothing I say or nothing I feel matters, only yours, and that I'm actually obligated to sit there and put up with your bullshit.
You're actively choosing to play the bullshit on your stream right now, Brett.
Right.
You don't have to put up with it. You're choosing to play it, Brett.
Just like these people chose to engage with these crazy, the people they consider to be like crazy far leftists or whatever.
Why should I have to engage with these people while I bring them up on my stream,
right?
On my show and show them to you?
I don't know if it's mental illness or what.
I don't know, Brett. Have you got a diagnosis?
But my usual response to that is you get a middle finger like Stone Cold Steve Austin in the ring when you do that to me. I'm like,
on the map?
Get the hell away from me.
You're going to go Stone Cold Steve Austin on the wrestling map?
Yes.
Listening anymore.
Throwing up the middle finger. If you notice, a lot of Brett's references are very dated, like Stone Cold and Barney the Purple Dinosaur and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He always kind of brings up kind of outdated shit. That was so crazy when him and Stephen Baldwin had their little online feud back in the day. I wish the videos of that still existed.
Yeah, that sucks. So much good stuff is gone from the internet. I thought everything was supposed to be saved forever.
On top of it, what about Islamophobia? What about that kind of shit? Well, if you remember, ladies and gentlemen, it was the main.
Brett needs to update his references like we do here at Drunken Peasants. He needs more Morgan Fairchild references. God damn it.
Exactly.
Mainstream media that every single day.
Well, if I had to pick an actress that was my kayfabe mother, they had to be someone old enough to be my mother. So I was like, Morgan Fairchild.
Keeps telling us that Muslims are going to come into the country and blow shit up, that they have cells all over the place, that Muslims do terrorist acts. They talk about decapitation of babies constantly.
They talk about it constantly?
They're just talking about it. Bringing it
Do
up
they?
all the
They
time
just sit around and talk about it constantly?
Chill, Muslims. Stop talking about decapitated babies.
Like I'm not saying it's never like they've never like someone who happened to be Muslim has never done that, but they just sit around and talk about it all day. Like,
what do they have, a podcast? Is that what they do on the
it's the
podcast?
It's the decapitated baby podcast.
It's the media who puts all this on you. And then our politicians turn around and say, oh, if something happens to get destroyed or something happens to get blown up or, something goes wrong in society due to a specific religion or group, then I'm supposed to somehow not be worried about that or be anxious about it. If there's people out there who are suicide bombers, and I'm on a subway train, I don't have a right to be scared or afraid or try to get away.
Okay, you're never on a subway train. I doubt you've ever been on one in your entire life.
Away from someone that I might think could be a potential danger to my life. I'm just supposed to sit there and put up with that, or I'm the bad guy. Yeah. You do understand that if I were to get shot.
The closest thing Brett's been to a subway train is when he chained 3 $5 footlongs back to back to back while sitting at his bed getting a foot massage from Dorn.
Oh no.
Or blown away, or somebody were to kill me, no matter what color they are, group, my family's not going to get taken care of.
No matter what color or group they are, I'm going to kill them back.
That's terrible, and take care of my wife's bills as well as my children. So where is the obligation? Why do people think that it's going to be like that? And then as far as racism, every time you turn on the news, you see people of different colors and stuff, including white people, who are killing or running from cops or doing something ridiculous. The media makes sure that everything that a group does, or anybody, they make sure they get as much views and ratings and dramatize it as much as they possibly can. So people are watching this, and then they're told in another video,
I'm on vacation and I'm gay.
Oh,
hey, congratulations,
well,
One-Eyed Wonder Weasel.
I do appreciate that, and you got us to $300. Thank you so much. I should bring this up. I forgot to mention it. The he donations. This is how you make it work. They increase exponentially from $4 all the way up to $102. Yeah, so there it is. We did. I did see. I think a $62 one. not too long ago, and it went for quite some time. It's interesting. It goes on for quite some time. You know what I mean?
Today?
What? Today? No.
Okay, I thought I missed. How the hell did I miss that?
No. That was earlier in the week.
You know, you're
Sounds
racist,
miserable.
and that makes you bad or whatever. And you're racist, you got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, simply for not wanting to be around certain groups or interact with them.
I mean, yeah, that is kind of racist. And actually, you're allowed to be racist as long as you don't harm anyone directly with your racism. You can just be racist and stay home and stay away from people and not fuck with anybody. It's just when you start fucking with other people that's the problem.
And usually it's not because you're racist, it's because you're a
It sounds like you're racist, though.
Logical, rational thinking person. You just don't want to be around people who are violent.
That's okay. So you're literally saying that the people of other races are the people who are violent. But
It's not that I'm racist. I just don't want to be around violent people.
Violent people. So, like, what does race have to do with it then, Brett?
Wow.
Huh?
Like I said, some white people are violent as well.
Wow.
As well as.
What a moron.
How many of you out there, would you call it ignorant or evil if you were to say, I don't want to hang out in a mental institute with a bunch of psychopaths?
I don't think you should be there regardless unless you're a psychopath.
Is
Brett.
psychopath
Maybe
a race?
you should be there. Maybe you should be there. But most people should not just be at the institution. Now, once you can say something next about Popeyes.
If you were to ask me, say, hey, Brett, would you like to learn more about mentally ill people? Would you like to spend like a couple of weeks with them in an institution or hospital?
Well, that's not out in the real world. That's in a mental hospital. This is not a good comparison that he's making here. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and who's making him hang out with anybody of another race anyways? Okay, is he being forced to mingle with people of color or something?
No, he's not. And it's fucked up that he's comparing people of other races to crazy people in the mental hospital.
Yeah, where he's not even supposed to be in the first place.
No.
Or you wouldn't want to make me sit in the mentally ill hospital.
The mentally?
Because I hate the mentally ill. It's because I don't want to get stabbed in the fucking neck. I don't want to have a bunch of people give me a black soap party in a fucking hospital. Do you understand? It's not a matter
You
where
understand what I'm saying about the black soap party?
Wow.
You understand?
I just hate, mentally ill people or something like that. So basically what I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is I think that one of the reasons why people don't want to be or don't want to date transgenders, or the reason why some people don't want to hang out with certain groups of people or interact with them. And this goes vice versa, ladies and gentlemen. There's plenty of people of color who don't want to be in the same room with white people.
Oh, my God.
Where is it written, ladies and gentlemen?
But that's because white people smell like wet dog.
And that people should be forced to put up with other people. That's my question. I think that there's plenty of folks on all different sides of the aisle that you can get along with and you can become really good friends with. But I think that we should judge based upon a person's character and not try to...
Every time he says, ladies and gentlemen, I want to claw his eyes out. Nobody watches you, Brett, especially not any ladies.
Ladies.
Make it like...
That's his kind of like reset word when he makes a statement that he's like, ladies and gentlemen. That's like him trying to reset his brain to keep talking. By the way, everyone, please like the stream if you haven't already. That's really good when you like the stream. Help us
some
out.
Kind of surface issue. It's really easy for someone to say, it's really easy for someone to play the victim and say, oh, the reason I don't have any friends is because I'm obese.
Thanks for the entertainment today, sweet boys. Car got written off today because someone backed into me.
I hate that.
Backed into you. Jesus. Yeah, like people just don't look behind them before they back up. I see that shit all the time.
I don't have any friends because people think I'm ugly, or people don't.
Are you
showing his ignorance once again? Mental hospitals are not usually used to house psychopaths. His generalization is, in fact, ignorant and prejudiced.
Yes, ignorant.
That you can get along with and you can become really good friends with. But I think that we should judge based upon a person's character and not try to make it like some kind of surface issue.
What?
It's really easy.
Then why are you talking about race and gender and feminism and all this shit if it's about an individual's character? You're judging people based on what group you believe they belong to.
I believe you gotta judge people on individual character and if they're trans or Islamic.
Yeah.
I did it. For Billy. Hashtag save Billy.
For someone to say, it's really easy for someone to play the victim and say, oh, the reason I don't have any friends is because I'm obese. I don't have any friends because people
Better
think
stop,
I'm
Ben. No free hee-hees.
He's doing the like, oh, it's bullshit when people say, I don't have any friends because I'm obese. I don't really hear people saying that. Some people might think that, but I don't hear people saying that.
Like, I have friends, and it's not because I'm obese. I have friends despite being obese.
Sure.
They're all online friends because in real life I stink because I'm obese. I can't have real life friends because I'm stinky and obese. But online I can have friends, even though I'm stinky and obese.
Until they invent like a way to broadcast smells over the internet.
I'm a hack it. Everybody will think I smell like roses.
It'll be tactical soap.
Yep, I'm gonna hack it.
Or people
like,
don't
Billy,
like.
you smell like delicious pizza. Fat guys are so cool. I'm like, yeah, pizza, of course.
Me or want to be around me because I'm a certain color or because I identify with a certain thing. No.
Right, the only color you are is blue.
I'm
And that takes us to 51% of the goal. We're doing really good too. We're like less than halfway through today's show and we're moving into Saturday at 51% so far. That was great.
The truth is, ladies and gentlemen, and this is going to hurt a lot of feelings, the reason why a lot of families, especially parents of transgenders, have issue, it's not because they hate their daughters and sons. It's because they do not enjoy having people like what you see on the screen related to them, screaming in their fucking ear, and then telling them that their feelings are not important.
Can you give me an example?
And that the person's going to do whatever
it sounds like you're just making shit up.
They want, while at the same time expecting you to pay their bills, pay for their education, pay for everything for them, but they expect you to basically be their fucking mule.
Of course, socialism is about Republicans doing all the work for us.
That's the problem. It's more of a, I don't want to be around stupid, as opposed to whatever it is that you're claiming. See, it's easy to do that.
If you don't want to be around stupid, you ought to try astral projection.
A lot of people who claim to be victims, they don't like to admit that they bully people. That they're
like you, like what?
Trolling, that they're manipulative, and most of the time, many of them are narcissistic. A lot of people have this weird idea that in order for a person to be narcissistic, they have to look like Tom Cruise or they have to look really, really attractive.
Brett thinks Tom Cruise is really, really attractive.
There's some people out there who are
Tom Cruise.
Ugly as can be, but they think that they're God's gift to the world. They think they're the greatest thing that ever walked the earth. They actually believe that they shit ice cream and that fucking rainbows form in the sky when they walk down the sidewalk. There's people out there that actually act like that. and they don't
Rainbows
know how to
do form in the sky while I walk down the sidewalk on occasion.
Yeah, if it's like partly sunny and raining.
Yeah, that does happen, Brett.
I'm
Like
still
that's
really
not a
bummed that the Brett Keane soundboard got taken down. Miss having been playing all his
Yeah,
noises.
you know, I thought I saved that because there was a way there was a time where you could download soundboards, and I thought I had downloaded it, but I don't remember where I saved the file if I did.
Ben is best peasant. 100% hashtag save Billy. Fuck Jared and his stupid laugh.
Perfectly comfortable at looking at other people's ding dongs.
100%. Why are you looking at his ding dong, Stabby?
That was one of the best ones. The like out of the soundboard, perfectly comfortable with looking at other people's ding dongs.
Of a conversation, they don't know how to socially interact with people, and it's as if they go out of their way to try to make people feel as uncomfortable, unwanted, and unloved as fucking possible.
Somebody hit up us with a 1-0, like the person who's out there that can be the hero tonight is the person with the 102. You know what I'm saying? A 102 for 120 seconds of
Do 101.
No, don't do it. Do 102.
Do 101.
101 won't make it happen though.
And their
101
justification
will make it not happen.
for that is, well, I don't feel loved. I don't feel like I get everything I want. So I'm going to make you miserable and make you feel like shit so you can see how I feel.
$102 exactly will make Jared laugh for 2 minutes. Nonstop.
Yeah, but
Well, listen here,
$101
Missy.
exactly
I don't
will
even
make it not
know who
happen.
the fuck you are. If you want to talk to me about your pain, then talk about your pain. But don't start the conversation telling me I'm a dick when you don't even know who I am.
I mean,
Brett.
Everybody knows who you are.
Even if they don't know who you are and they call you a dick, they're kind of right.
Don't assume because I'm white that I'm going to be a fucking corporate hustler or something.
Nobody thinks that. You don't have one tooth in your mouth. Oh, yeah, look at that mover and shaker over there. Brett Keane in his sweatpants and torn up, tattered t-shirt with his fucking gray hair that with like Just for Men dye at the tips of it.
Man's 46 years old.
The 46-year-old that
Something
looks like a
happened to him.
68-year-old.
He must have did something in his life to take away.
Who's that young go-getter over there? That's what I thought when I first saw Brett Keane.
Thing that's privileged and all this shit. Privileged. Have you heard this shit, ladies and gentlemen? You're privileged because you're white.
Yes.
Are you fucking kidding me? There's people out there of all different colors and races and religion that are doing a hell of a lot better than I could ever fucking imagine for myself.
Better than
And
you,
I'm
of course, yeah.
Yeah, that's a low bar. Very low.
Being told
Right,
by
you don't even have white privilege. I imagine you got shitty drawers.
these rich fucking people that, oh, because I'm white.
He has the rag on a stick.
I have like bigger
myself with a rag on a stick.
opportunities. Really? Are you kidding me? They don't call me one of the most hated motherfuckers on the internet for nothing, ladies.
They don't call you that.
Gentlemen. And I think, you know, just to answer a question, and I'm not playing victim, I actually feel like I've earned a lot of the awesomeness and the labels and titles that I've been given, is I understand one of the reasons why a lot of people get pissed off at me. It's because I don't fuck around. I tell you like it is. I tell you the reality of shit. And there's a lot of people who don't like reality. They don't like it when someone comes along and lays fucking facts down on the table. That can get
I finally
people
figured
very
out why we
angry.
don't like Brett.
Oh,
it's his commitment to facts.
They don't care about our feelings.
Especially whenever the facts don't correlate with the bullshit opinion that they have. You understand? So I get that. I get that. It's one of my strengths as well as my weaknesses, according to my wife. One of the reasons that she loves me and she's married to me is because I've always been straight up and honest about what I want, what I'm looking for in life, what I expect from my partner. There's no bullshit. You know exactly what you get and what you're doing whenever you're with Brett Keane, whether you're my friend or my companion.
Lover?
So I don't really believe that there's an actual racism thing in the world. I mean, if you wanted to really get down to the nitty gritty and go to
He just proved that there is. He is living proof of it. He just said that he doesn't want to be around people of other races because it's almost like being forced to hang out with psychopaths.
Mentally ill.
Problem, you have to ask yourself, why is it okay for, let's say, for example, a black person to call a white person hunky right out in public? Why is it okay,
like a hunk,
for you to
You're
publicly
pretty hunky.
say what you assume
You're
by
so
white
hunky.
people whenever you have not
Brett
met
Keane
them
is
all?
hunky dory.
It seems perfectly okay to get on television and shit talk the white race as much as you possibly
chunky drawery
can, and there's absolutely no consequences for it, and nobody even thinks it's immoral. In fact, people have told themselves that it's the right thing to do and the good thing to do to put the white man or the woman in her fucking place, depending on what color you are. Of course, if it's vice versa, then you're a Hitler, you're a Nazi, you're all the bullshit.
I can hear him taking a hit off of his cigarette right there.
You know, another thing, it doesn't go over my head that because I'm making this video, this could actually, because I'm having this opinion and because of my color, that this video could possibly be considered hatred. But if it's a black man or a Latino or a Muslim or a transgender who's saying all this shit towards me or towards other people that may look like me, it's perfectly fine. It's justified. It's even considered heroic to stand up against the man. But if it's vice versa, because a YouTuber or someone working for one of these corporations sees that it's a white guy saying this stuff, where does my privilege go? You see what I mean?
Do I see what you mean, Brett?
Seemingly.
So what are you guys' thoughts? Do you think it's a big game?
My thoughts is, why are all the fucking white privilege guys the grossest white people? Why is it never a fucking really cool, tall, intelligent white person vying for white power? That's so rare.
It's
so
just a
rare.
way for corporations to profit. Because it seems to me, I grew up in St. Louis and I live in the country now, and I get along with everybody and anybody, providing that they don't make me uncomfortable or cause me.
Too bad. You're gonna be made uncomfortable. You have to deal with it. It happens.
I get along with everybody, provided they're not a person of color.
Me any anxiety. If someone's cool, then I'm cool back. It's that simple. That's how it all works. You want to.
If someone's cool, then I'm cool back. Like if I walk up to a black guy on the street, yeah, I go all Justin Timberlake on him. I start talking in Ebonics. But that's why I'm cool back.
All the fucking problems of the world. If you're a transgender and you don't plan on screaming 3 feet from my fucking face, if you're a person who's not out,
the best way to make that happen is to keep your face away from theirs, right?
Carjacking or stealing or robbing fucking malls and shit like that, then I possibly would want to hang out with you. You see what I mean? As long as you're not some destructive, criminal-like thinking person or narcissistic, I'd love to hang out with you and break bread. You see what I mean?
I love to break bread
So I don't
with you
think
as
it
long
really
as it's
is
not
about.
naan or challah bread.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Trying to think of other
Nope.
ethnic breads.
Pita bread.
As long as it's not pita bread.
Yeah.
I don't want any Hamas on my pita bread.
Hamas.
I feel like Brett would
Color.
mispronounce hummus.
No, yeah, I think so.
I don't think it's religion. I don't think it's any of that. I think it's about your fucking behavior that turns people off. If you're watching this video right now and you hear me saying the word you over and over again, or they, it's because I'm trying to be respectful of pronouns.
Pronouns.
All right. If you feel like I'm talking directly to you, then you might want to reflect on why it is that that's actually happening. But in the end, ladies and gentlemen, I'll finish it with this. A lot of these people who play victim, they don't seem to give a rat's ass about anybody else's problems or issues. And in the end, it just seems as though they say the things they do and do what they do simply for attention. Woe is me.
What? You mean they're
And they
selfish,
don't
attention-seeking human
any
beings?
answers.
What?
They don't want any solution, and they definitely don't want to hear why you have a problem.
What is he
So if that's
explaining?
the
Everybody
case,
who has a political fundamental viewpoint? What?
then don't be surprised when I walk the fuck away from you when I see you coming.
I would be surprised to see you walk. It'd be like the last 15 seconds of the whale. Like, is he about to ascend into heaven? And it's fucked up. Darren Aronofsky used the same ending for the wrestler as he did in the whale.
Here's a short from Brett.
Honey? Honey?
What?
Yes, Brett.
Honey, what are you cooking? What's for dinner?
Mac and cheese, of course.
Mac and cheese situation, yeah.
That was great, Brett.
Listen, here's one more from Brett.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brett Keane from God TV Radio. Today we're going to do some Mike Tyson jokes. Hopefully he doesn't try to hunt me down and whip the hell out of me because he is a heavyweight champion of the world, or at least was.
Yeah, he hasn't been for a very long time.
Okay, so why does Mike Tyson cry after sex? Mace. All right, so Mike Tyson was at Pizza Hut. He was eating a bunch of pizza. The waitress walks up to him and says, "Yo, Mike, would you like a box for your pizza to go?" He gets up and knocks the shit out of her. Unbelievable. Oh! Dude.
Whoever's holding the camera sounds like they have like an oxygen mask on or something.
Yeah. What was the joke that the woman offered him a box for the pizza to go and he boxed her?
I guess. I don't know. It's okay. There you go. There you have it.
DJ Cryptus Rock suggests COPD.
Quite
Someone has
possibly.
COPD.
Quite possibly. If you smoke a lot, you can get that. All right, let's move into the next part of the show. Here comes. Wow.
I should turn off that goddamn internet.
Oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
DP, are they going to touch me? Antagonism. Wow.
Wow.
Orniciorn. That was the Orniciorn right there.
It was nice to see that Onision was available to jump scare.
All right. So this is have you heard of Critical Drinker?
I've heard. I wouldn't be able to.
He's another person kind of like Nerdrotic, or heel versus babyface. Like Sturgis is a fan of him.
Yeah, he's one of those somatic comic books type of turds.
And movies and stuff. Like he's about to talk about Marvel. It's called Marvel Final Desperation.
So brave.
Let's see.
Well, it finally happened, dear viewer. The shill media finally grew a spine and turned against their corporate overlords yesterday with an explosive new article from Variety titled simply, Crisis at Marvel. And really, I think crisis is probably the best word to describe their current situation. After a string of box office flops and underperformers, coupled with an endless sludge pipe of forgettable Disney Plus shows that fewer and fewer people watch or care about, it really feels like all of their past mistakes, problems and flaws have reached critical mass in the past few months, and now there's just no hiding from it anymore. The article covers a lot of ground at great length, so I'm not going to read the whole thing here, but it does touch on all of the major issues facing the MCU right now, with a shocking amount of honesty. There's no real attempt to sugarcoat it or sweep the problems under the rug anymore. This is a straight up laundry list of all of Kevin Feige's biggest headaches. And damn man, judging by the size of that head, he must have quite a few going on. Headache number 1 is Kang, specifically the actor playing him. As the article itself says, the most pressing issue to be discussed at the retreat was what to do about Jonathan Majors, the actor that's been poised to carry the next phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but instead is headed to a high-profile trial in New York later this month on domestic violence charges.
I mean, if they need to, it wouldn't be the first time Marvel just like replaces an actor. They've done it before.
And we don't know that he did anything yet.
No, I'm just saying it.
See the trial.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Jonathan Majors is a great actor. Let him beat people. Come on, will you let Sean Connery beat people? It's racist for you to not let Jonathan Neighbors beat people. If Marlon Brando can assault somebody with a stick of butter on set, I think Jonathan Majors is fine. He's a villain, guys.
He's the victim, but the damage to his reputation and the chance he could lose the case has forced Marvel to reconsider its plans to center the next phase of its interlocking slate of sequels, spin-offs, and series around Major's villainous character, Kang the Conqueror. The thing the author doesn't seem to understand, though, is that it honestly doesn't matter what happens to Jonathan Majors. Whether he's found guilty or innocent isn't going to change the fact that Kang is a fundamentally shit villain, both in concept and execution, and Marvel completely fumbled his introduction anyway. The first time he showed up was in a Disney Plus show that not many people watched or cared about. He was killed off after a...
Yeah, in the Loki show. I've been watching the new season of it too. It's fine. I kind of like the weird time travel stuff, so I enjoyed it.
Single episode.
This is one of the few things I have watched.
And then he got his ass kicked by Ant-Man of all people in his first movie. The fact that there's an infinite number of him out there in the multiverse removes any sense of stakes or investment in the guy, because ultimately every variant of him is just...
I mean, isn't there like a variant of everyone in the multiverse though?
Well, there's a variant of everyone. His variants are specifically tied towards conquering the timelines. That's the story of Kang, right?
Yeah.
I think what we're seeing right now is all of these versions of Kang get beaten, and when we're gonna look back on it, we're gonna see that these all were like our best case scenario Kangs. They were the ones that could have helped the universe the most, and we've defeated them and allowed the real bad guys to come through. I think that's the story they're telling right now. But who knows? One thing about stories is when guys like this complain about what they are before they're told, it's a waste of fucking time and energy. But negatively charged people eat this shit up because they're fucking weird.
Another disposable stooge that can be replaced at a moment's notice. The human mind isn't really designed to think of characters and conflicts in infinite multiversal terms, and because there's no centralized definitive version to focus on, he's not even a character so much as a force of nature. It's like a hero trying to fight a tidal wave. It doesn't have any emotional resonance because there's no personal connection between them. Like, remember when Cap and Iron Man fought each other in Civil War, and even though it was basically just two guys going at it, and the fate of the entire entire universe wasn't at stake, it still meant a lot because we as an audience knew and understood where both men were coming from. That was nice, I liked that. And I think even Marvel have begun to realise the problem they've created for themselves. Marvel is truly fucked.
Yeah, it was
with
the build-up of the second part of the first three phases. We're just getting into the second part of the fifth phase. We're just starting the fifth phase right now. This is storytelling in a long-form format. These movies are not just singular movies anymore. They're comic book movies. You have to watch them all. You have to watch all the TV shows like you have to pick up all the comic books. You didn't have to read all the comic books, but you wanted to as a nerd, as a completist. You followed through with everything. That's the benefit of this. You can't just judge it. You can't look back on the high part of a story from the first 3 episodes and compare it to something that's building in this next series. This is storytelling. These guys are so stupid.
Kang angle, and they haven't had an opportunity to rewrite it until very recently, but I don't see a path to how they can move forward with him. Neither do I, top dealmaker guy, and I don't think Marvel do either. It's a perfect example of raising the stakes until they've become so ludicrously, unfathomably high that they basically leave their own audience behind. Then there's the Marvels.
No, they're actually resetting the stakes. That's why you're complaining right now. This is a reset. This is the phase 4. Is the washing the taste of all the action out of your mouth and getting you to a new level to rebuild characters from the ground up.
See, this is the one that they're really like. They're not gonna like at all.
Of course.
And to be honest with you,
hating Brie Larson has been the bread and butter of angry chud weirdos.
To be honest with you, it looks bad to me, but I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm just not gonna watch it. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. I'm going to watch it. I watched the first Miss Marvel 4 times, and I didn't even care that much for it. I just went with fucking other people that I knew that wanted to see it.
It looks bad to me, and I will not, and I choose not to watch it, but let's listen to his reasoning. Let's see why it's going to be bad.
I mean, shit, man, you don't need me or Variety to tell you how this one's shaping up. It's a movie about a bunch of characters nobody cares about, played by a bunch of actresses nobody particularly likes, doing a thing nobody understands, while fighting a villain that nobody's ever heard of. Not exactly a winning formula.
I mean, there doesn't need to be a villain that we've heard of, though, right? Can't they create a cool new villain? I don't know if that's a must.
We didn't hear of a lot of the villains. Like what was it? Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Like they had the I can't remember the high, whatever the guy was, the high not high priest, whatever the high guy was that made all the little animal peoples and stuff. He wasn't a huge character, but he was a great villain. They told his story.
Yeah, and they can do that. It's definitely doable.
High Evolutionary. Thank you, Swagnar. Oh, crap. That took me so long to think of.
High Evolutionary definitely was an old school Marvel character, but very obscure. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy was very obscure, too. I mean,
these are all characters that you have to. You can take a character that has zero history, and if you write them and perform them well, people are going to like them. We saw that with Guardians films. We saw that with all this.
The Marvels unites Larson's heroine with 2 superpowered allies, Monica Rambeau and Kamala Khan. But instead of seamlessly building on the success of
oh, damn. I wish Kamala Khan was our vice president.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, this movie resulted in...
next FAP because Mahler's friend is being criticized. Bless you, sweet boys. Heart.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm not allowed on there anymore. I defended Star Wars too much.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they actually said that though, right? Or is that, or did they?
No, they didn't say that. But also that was before the third one came out, and there was no defending that third Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
That was complete shit.
4 weeks of reshoots to bring coherence to a tangled storyline. Then eyebrows were raised again when DaCosta began working on another film while The Marvels was still in post-production. The filmmaker moved to London earlier this year to begin prepping for her Tessa Thompson drama, Hedda. Sounds like a fucking blast. If you're directing a $250 million movie, it's kinda weird for the director to leave with a few months to go. Even the most committed
he's got interesting cadence. When he finishes a lot of his sentences. I mean, I don't think it's the accent either. It's just, he's like, to go.
Marvel shows seem to be mysteriously...
It's like he's choking on a haggis.
On a haggis.
Silent on this one. It's like they know what's coming.
It's afraid!
Another problem of their own making is content oversaturation and the corresponding decline in quality. It really began to bite during the pandemic when they started churning out shows onto Disney Plus and never really let up. The constant pace of development on so many different projects at the same time spread their talent and resources too thin.
I was very disappointed in Willow because I liked the old movie Willow when I was a kid, and they brought out the Willow continuation series, and it was bad, and I just stopped watching it.
I was disappointed because I thought it was a series on Willow Smith. Me and Shane Dawson were going to have a watch party.
And well, the result was obvious. Almost everything looks and feels rushed, unfinished, and shit now because, basically, it is. The so-called bad VFX we see was because of half-baked scripts. That's not Victoria,
Half-Baked
that's
was
Kevin,
a good movie.
and even above Kevin. Those issues should be addressed in pre-production. The timeline's not allowing the Marvel executives to sit with the material. The Marvel machine was pumping out a lot of content. Did it get to the point where there was just too much and they were burning out people on superheroes? It's possible. The more you do, the tougher it is to maintain quality. Damn, the article even mentions the disastrous Blade movie, a project that's now gone through at least 5 different writers, 2 directors, and ended up being shut down completely just 6 weeks before production was due to start.
Okay, so it's not happening now?
Well, it's been shut down completely because it was supposed to start during the fucking actor-writer strike.
Oh.
Like all this, a lot of this stuff that's happening can be attributed to the pandemic and the writer's strike, the actor strike, the strikes. A lot of that's going to throw this off. It's going to make everybody who had contracts have to reevaluate their contracts when they come and go. So it happened across the industry. It wasn't just Marvel.
Everyone who's watching right now, please give the stream a like if you haven't already. Please like the stream.
Matt Jarjosa says this whole video is super disingenuous. Exactly. These guys have an agenda. They know where their clicks come from. They get clicks off the back of guys like Sturgis.
Exactly.
Who they would rather hate on something they don't like and send money to something they don't read than find something they actually do enjoy.
Hey, bud, I did a review of Isom on my channel, bud. You're wrong.
Wong.
Dark.
Wong,
One person
great character from the Doctor Strange series.
Familiar with the script permutations says the story at one point morphed into a narrative led by women and filled with life lessons. Blade was relegated to the 4th leads. Oh my goodness, imagine my shock that a Marvel movie with a male lead would push him into the background in favor of a female-centric story that preaches moral lessons to the audience.
Swagnar says Critical Drinker thinks he can be an angry YouTube review guy like Adam from Your Movie Sucks, but they lack the media literacy to do so. And the best part about that is the audience lacks a media literacy as well. So it doesn't matter. They get away with it.
Adam made
their audience is as dumb as they are.
Adam made a video about Critical Drinker that I watched. It was pretty long.
And make her gay. I believe I asked you to put a chick in this and make her gay. Put a chick in it and make it fucking gay as fuck.
You know, it's actually kind of funny to see mainstream outlets finally wake up to this shit. Yeah, people like me have been saying this for years now, and their points are so in line with my own, it almost makes you wonder if they've been taking a few notes, but whatever.
Oh, that's one of my favorite things. All these channels love saying, I wonder if South Park took notes from me. That's because I've seen, I don't watch Critical Drinker, but there's a ton of guys just like him that say the same things. And ever since South Park has came out, every one of these guys is like, really makes you think if they've been following my channel. Really makes you think that maybe they took some notes from me. No, dude, it's pretty obvious that this is what the style has been pushed towards. And it's obvious that people aren't all showing up in droves for it. And you're just echoing it to an insane degree. Nobody's taking notes from you. Anybody could see this deputy dipshit. You're not some genius that found out they were casting women in lead roles regularly. We're all watching it. Most of us don't fucking care because we didn't think the guys that had lightsabers and could do backflips and mind tricks were fucking based in reality either.
They don't even understand the South Park episode.
Yeah.
The South Park
I haven't even watched it yet.
I mean, there's like both extremes of this entire situation.
Yeah, I can tell that just from the clips I've seen.
Yeah.
Because I have extreme media literacy.
And there's truth to like every aspect of it, you know?
Yeah, of course. That's what South Park always does. They
obviously
play to every angle because they're
right. Yeah, it's obvious. Like a lot of this stuff that Critical Drinker complains about and that they talked about in South Park. There's stuff that seems forced, and obviously it's done by a corporation because they want to look good. It's good PR for them. That's definitely a thing.
It's part PR. It's also part that they've already got the male demographic locked into these comic book movies. It's locked in. So when they try and push women and other things in, they're thinking they're going to get more of a crowd to come out. They're thinking they're going to get that huge Black Panther weekend money they did, the huge Marvel money they did, Miss Marvel. Both those movies did over $1 billion, right?
I don't know. You'd know better than me.
I'm pretty sure they both did over $1 billion. They're pushing to other fucking groups because they think they're guaranteed the male viewer. Most male viewers are still going to go watch this because they don't live and breathe to cry about their favorite superhero getting a skin color change or a fucking set of boobs. They really don't give that big of a shit about it.
I think even Marvel are starting.
Miles Morales is Isom.
To grasp the full magnitude of the disaster.
I might read Isom like if that was a thing.
Themselves, and now they're scrambling to fix it. I mean, it's probably too little too late, but at least they're trying. The Troubled Blade
Someone
movie
should do like a bootleg comic book of Isom, but it's a new Isom, but it's Miles Morales who takes on the powers of Isom.
What they should do is race swap Isom to be white.
Peter Parker as Isom.
Yeah, all the fucking comic book readers that are closet racist that want to support Isom, just to like stick it to the libs, they now have a white Isom they can enjoy.
Now has a whole new writing team and a vastly reduced budget, which is probably for the best. The days of billion-dollar box office hauls are long behind you, and they ain't coming back. Daredevil was scrapped halfway through filming because it was so.
Didn't Spider-Man get over $1 billion? Pretty sure Spider-Man 3 got over $1 billion post-COVID.
Shit that even Marvel weren't prepared to release it, and this is coming from the company that thought She-Hulk was good enough for public consumption.
You know I'm the hottest, you ain't never gotta hit me if I'm
There's even rumors that shows
What's wrong with She-Hulk twerking? What's wrong with that?
I don't know. I watched it. It wasn't, for me, it wasn't like the best thing, but it wasn't, I think it's exaggerated how bad it was.
Yeah, She-Hulk was fine. Anybody who hated on She-Hulk was like, they're coming from a place of, ooh, cooties. Ooh, cooties. It was fine.
Heart might be on the chopping.
I didn't really particularly like it, but I actually finished it. Which I can't say that for Willow, so...
Block, because really, who exactly wants or needs to see a cheap derivative knockoff of the most popular hero in the entire MCU? Speaking of which, the article leaves the best for last with this little revelation about their upcoming plans. You know how I made a video so recently about modern movies being shit because nobody can ever stay dead?
Spider-Man No Way Home box office did almost $2 billion. That's... post-pandemic. Comic books are fine. You just got to build up to the good ones.
Sources say there's been talks to bring back the original gang for an Avengers movie. This would include reviving Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man and Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, both of whom were killed off in Endgame. Fuck. You know, Mahler and I have actually joked about this exact thing on Open Bar multiple times, and both of us agreed that the moment they decided to bring back the original Avengers, that was the sign that the MCU was officially fucked. It's the final desperate move of a studio that's completely out of creative ideas and can't think of any other way to generate even a shred of interest. And the thing is, I suspect it—
Phase 4 was about introducing new characters, and they kind of went down a path of introducing characters that people didn't like. That sucks. But it's the perfect time to introduce characters. Phase 3 was that huge blowout. They had to the phase 4 was the saltine phase. It was cleaning your palate, introducing new characters, new storylines, and they're all going to build up over the next 2 phases until the Kang Dynasty fallout. We saw this go with the first phase in phase 1, 2, 3. The first phase was introducing the characters that we all knew and loved. Now we're going to introduce characters that are variations of them. It's simple storytelling.
Be worth it even if they tried it. Not only would it cost an absolute fortune to bring back actors like Robert Downey Jr. and Scarlett Johansson, both of whom are getting older and don't seem all that excited to step in front of the volume screen again, but it also wouldn't generate the kind of excitement they're hoping for. Yeah, there's still a few Marvel stans out there that would whoop and clap like mindless seals at the return of a few legacy characters, probably the same people who shit their pants over a few seconds of a plastic-looking Hayden Christensen in Ahsoka, but most normal people would see it for exactly what it is, a desperate gimmick, a final Hail Mary to try to shake people out of their apathy towards this franchise. And apathy is the key word here. Apathy is the final stage of franchise death. There was a time when even I was invested enough in the MCU that I actually cared about how it was being mismanaged. I got pissed off at seeing my favourite characters get
you don't care now when you complain about it every fucking video you make? You don't care anymore?
No, he cares about the money.
Placed by inferior copies, but now I can't even summon up any kind of emotion about it, and I suspect a lot of other people feel the same. Times have changed.
Swagnar's as the God Butcher was a great villain. I think that the Thor, Love and Thunder was unfortunately not as solid as it should have been, but a lot of components in that were great.
To other things now. What used to be a cultural event that had everyone talking and speculating and debating about what might come next and eagerly awaiting the next installment has slowly become a faintly embarrassing relic of a different time, like watching your drunken dad trying to dance to Beyonce at a wedding. Dated and unfashionable and out of touch with its own audience. Unable or unwilling to adapt.
Do you not love your dad? Do you not like your dad doing cringy things?
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, oh my God, if my dad was dancing to Beyonce,
I'm a single lady.
I would smile.
Yeah. Yep.
What is this soulless human being that wouldn't smile at his dad dancing to Beyonce at a wedding? Holy shit.
To a change in market.
I liked Love and Thunder, but I have such a low bar for Marvel stuff.
You know
I really don't care if it's terrible. It's fucking comic book movies. Not judging.
No sympathy for them because they pretty much brought this on themselves. They had the world at their feet back in 2019, and if they'd just taken a moment to catch their breath and plan their next move properly, they probably could have had another 10 years of successful movies. But their greed, hubris, and growing obsession with—
I don't get this whole oh yeah, this is their obsession.
Yeah.
I don't like the fake they're pretending like they're Marvel DC or Marvel Disney is about to go under or something.
Yeah, it's not even close. It's they're going to be just fine. Right now you can tell they're writing everything to close out this kind of timeline that we've been in. They're going back to all the golden era of the original Spider-Man with the Tobey Maguire. They're bringing back the X-Men with the Professor X. They're tying all this in, and it's probably going to have a complete reset, and we're going to have the X-Men come back, and we're going to see a Marvel X-Men, and we're going to be led with a whole new generation of comic books, whole new style, whole new fucking set of characters. They're going to be huge, bigger than before probably.
They're going to be huge.
The message.
We can't forget that the Spider-Man movie did almost $2 billion. That's huge.
instead of good storytelling, undid it in just a few short years. They were the architects of their own downfall, and now there's no hiding from it any longer. The MCU is dead, and Marvel killed it. And yet, the one thing I keep asking myself about this
big
article
claim
is,
from somebody
why?
who's enjoying all the views he gets off of hating on it.
How is it dead though? I don't get the proclaiming that it's dead.
It's not dead. It's just it's this guy's way of having some sort of victory. The same way he bragged about South Park learning a thing or two from him. It's like it's not happening. You're delusional.
Now, why release such a devastating expose on Marvel right after that infamous South Park episode poking fun at Kathleen Kennedy? Could there possibly be a connection between the two? It almost feels like a little bit of intentional misdirection, shifting the focus from one failing Disney studio head to another. Almost as if someone in a position of power and influence doesn't want us talking about Kennedy, her numerous failures at Lucasfilm.
Oh, it's like some weird conspiracy theory.
And her public humiliation at the hands of Parker and Stone. But hey, I'm sure this is all just a total...
Kathleen Kennedy is old school Hollywood. She's been around for a long time. There's probably a lot of people in Hollywood that are friends with her and don't want her name being drug around from a friendship level, but they don't give a fuck about South Park.
No, I don't. I mean, like, if enough people, if enough people like high enough up really wanted South Park gone, they'd be gone. Like the way they insult
What
pretty
Marvel
much
should
everybody
do
is
make a Savage Avengers movie and bring Conan the Barbarian into the MCU.
They might do that. Do they own Conan?
Conan was, yeah, I do believe that the Conan the Barbarian comic books were Marvel published. Marvel used to
have the rights to the films for Conan.
Marvel used to publish Transformers and I think G.I. Joe too. I think they used to publish the G.I. Joe comic books.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Coincidence, right? Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
I actually think I had a few Star Wars comic books that were published by Marvel also.
Yeah.
Like from the 70s. Think so.
Yeah, that was pretty crybaby bitch stuff.
Anti-fan dorks get views off of telling weirdo chuds what they want to hear. Midnight's Edge has been predicting Kennedy is going to get fired for 6 years now.
I don't think Kennedy will ever get fired.
She'll retire eventually.
She'll probably retire, or she'll take a job that's less demanding. Like, I think right now they've kind of been pushing a lot of the duties onto Dave Filoni in Star Wars anyways.
I don't even know much about the corporate structure at Disney. I can't believe so many people know just because they're like, so they're more concerned about that kind of shit than the actual content of the stories and everything.
Yeah, Critical Drinker should be more concerned about Disney buying out YouTube and taking all of his videos down.
Let's take a look at... Check this out. Gavin Newsom, you know what? Let me play the news intro. Here we go.
He called me sir. It got me so fuming angry.
People are discriminating against wolves.
Wow.
They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
This shit is...
Better well learn to love it.
So, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, was in China. He was playing basketball with a bunch of little kids, and he fucking like charged a little kid and plowed over him and like knocked the kid to the ground.
Oh no.
Look.
Some awkward moments during Governor Newsom's China trip over the weekend.
Right
He was
here.
showing off his
Boom.
basketball moves with a group of students when he lost his footing. Took down a
Was he
child.
spanking the kid? What the fuck is going on here?
Under the court happened during a stop in Beijing. After tumbling on the child, Newsom laughed.
He like tackled a little kid.
That's
pat
a
him on the
smart.
back.
That's a smart way
I
to
told him,
grope,
quote,
though.
I got you.
Like
And I
if
did
you
the
run
job
into
with
a
the
little
gun.
kid and then you spank him, like what are they really gonna do? You're like, oh, it was an accident.
I love these little Chinese boys. Is that what he sounds like?
I assume.
Eric Trump takes the stand in civil fraud suit against his father.
Former President Trump's adult sons taking the stand in a New York courtroom today to testify in the civil fraud trial, pitting their family and the Trump Organization against New York Attorney General Letitia James. Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump, the first of 4 Trump family members to weigh in under oath on alleged fraud committed over a period of years. Ivanka Trump and the former president himself expected to testify next week. Correspondent Dre Clark live for us outside the courthouse in Manhattan. Dre, what is the latest happening there?
Well, Nicole, Donald Trump Jr. left the courthouse here in Lower Manhattan a little while ago after testifying for almost another 2 hours today.
Wow.
The New York State Attorney General was trying to demonstrate.
You know, the leopard print woman, she pled guilty. Like, that's already happened.
Yeah.
So, it's not looking good for Trump. Maybe he will get, like, house arrest or something like that. I don't know.
House arrest?
I don't know. Like, maybe they will just put him in jail. I don't know. It always kind of seemed like he was bulletproof, but he's actually getting charged and people are ratting him out. They're taking plea deals to go after him, to take it all the way to him as the ringleader
Is he
of all
about
this.
to get hit with RICO charges?
He's already
Sidney
been
Powell, moist sack.
He's already been hit with RICO charges.
Oh damn.
Yeah, in Georgia, those are RICO charges down there.
RICO Suave.
Yeah.
That Don Jr.
The new
was
Teflon Don.
appointed trustee of his father's trust, and because he held that position, he had the final say-so on any major financial decisions that were made when it came to the Trump Organization and its real estate business. But Don Jr. said any decisions that he made, he used information that was provided to him by the accountants and former
Who's this fucking
company
cowboy in the
CFO
background
Alan Weisselberg.
hobbling
He
down the stairs with a brown lunch sack?
said he did
See this
not
old
have a
man
direct hand,
with this red tie is like cocked halfway off of his suit?
in any of those financial decisions here. Meanwhile,
I
again,
don't
here
trust
Don Jr.
him.
saying that he believes this entire trial is nothing more than a sham and a witch hunt. He says the banks are not claiming to be victims. The banks are
the
not
guy walking
claiming they were
backwards?
due. It's the
Okay.
Attorney General who is
fuck was that?
implying and saying that they have committed.
Yeah, this is just like a civil case, so the worst that's going to happen is his business is going to be shut down.
Acts of fraud by not disclosing certain financial information. Following his testimony inside the courtroom, Donald Trump Jr., that is, did speak to the cameras again to sort of give his sense of why he believes this whole trial is much to do about nothing. Take a listen.
I think it went really well if we were actually dealing with logic and reason the way business is conducted. But unfortunately, the Attorney General has brought forth a case that is purely a political persecution. I guess in the attempt to get Trump, the Attorney General can go ahead and try to, I guess, make more millions.
Does he call his father Trump?
Yes.
In order to get Trump, he's not like
Tom
my
Brady.
dad or the former president or whatever. He just says, in order to get Trump.
For the biggest banking institutions in the world who have already made millions.
Now, Eric Trump, Donald Jr.'s brother, has now taken the stand. We're now in a lunch break. But in the short time that he was on the stand this morning, lots of questions about evaluations and what role did Eric Trump play in property evaluations here. Eric Trump saying that he didn't really play much of a role in those property evaluations. Also, a lot of questions about statement of financial condition. I want to give a quote here that Eric said on the stand today when it came to that question.
Still waiting for someone to drop that 102. If you're out there, that 102 is magic.
Financial condition. He said, I never had.
Oh, you'll break him with the 102. He's held out tonight so far, but you'll break him with the 102. Just putting that out
anything
there.
to do with the statement of financial condition. People ask me questions all the time, but I never worked on.
He doesn't look as much like Donald Trump as his brother does. I guess
so.
Yeah, the nose is different. When I look at him, I kind of see his mother a little bit. But yeah, Don Jr. I guess it's appropriate that he got the name Don Jr. because he seems to look a lot more like his dad.
Financial condition. Again, the AG is trying to establish that the Trump brothers had a direct role in some of this false and misleading information that banks use to provide loans and insurance premiums to Donald Trump. Now, the judge has already determined that he believes that Mr. Trump and his two sons lied about Mr. Trump's net worth and inflated the value of some of their properties to get multi-million-dollar loans and better insurance premiums. The Attorney General is asking.
Look at these people. Man, the one dude next to Trump has a huge forehead. Look at that forehead. You could fit a whole other you could fit a whole other face on that forehead.
Yeah, but the other girl, her body, I could fit a face somewhere on it.
Asking the judge to make them pay a $250 million fine and bar them from conducting business here in the state of New York. Up next to testify after Eric
No
Trump
more New
will be
York
his
business for
father,
Trump?
Yeah. If this goes through, and that means all those skyscrapers in New York that he owns, I don't know. I don't think they can just be taken away from him. I guess he'd have to be forced to sell them or something. I don't know.
He might have to sell the company that owns them.
Yeah.
Former
I don't think they can just take it.
president. He's scheduled to testify on Monday. And
But
then
maybe.
following Mr.
I don't know.
Trump,
It's the government. I
Ivanka
guess they could
Trump
do
will
anything.
testify on November 8th. She is no longer named as a defendant.
That's why
in
Trump
this
fights
case. She
for
was
us
dismissed
true
from the case
Americans.
in June. But because of her experience working in the company, the Attorney General would like to ask her some questions. Meanwhile, the former president, not here yesterday, not here today, but again, even from afar, calling this entire situation a disgrace to the legal system. Nicole?
All right, Dre Clark live in
It's a
Manhattan.
disgrace to the
Thank you
legal
for watching.
system.
Go to newsnation.com to find news.
News Nation.
News Nation now.
This is crazy.
It's an epic showdown between boy and beast. 7-year-old Huxley Hardy Penner comes face to face with a.
He knew not to run away though, because like most
Who's
people.
more dangerous, this bear or Gavin Newsom?
Black bear while riding a scooter.
Well, you'll see what
the
happens.
bear approaches the boy, heading right towards him in broad daylight. Without panicking, Huxley stares the animal down, looking directly at him until the bear.
Yeah, see how he like leaned into him?
Bear stops dead in his tracks. No one could predict what would happen next. Then, out of nowhere, Huxley's neighbor appears. With his arms raised high, the neighbor turns into a superhero and fearlessly approaches the animal, engaging
Is that
the bear.
Zoltan?
You honestly though, you are supposed to like T-pose like that to a bear. It does.
Yeah, I like how Zoltan tried to T-pose me like I was a bear.
I mean, but yeah, that is the right thing to do because you have to make it look like you're not afraid of them and that they should be afraid of you. And then if they buy into it, then they run away. They get scared and run away. That's basically
in a heart-stopping game of hide and seek. Watch as the neighbor relentlessly pursues the bear from behind the car until the animal finally gets spooked and goes scurrying away. Crisis averted. We spoke with Huxley and his mom Brittany about the grisly encounter, which took place in British Columbia, Canada.
Why? He as a news anchor, he has to say grizzly encounter, doesn't he?
That is not a grizzly.
But he has to make that shit joke.
But it's not a grizzly.
That grizzly encounter.
Conversations about being aware. Hey, be aware of your surroundings. If there is a bear and you're not with an adult, be calm.
Wildlife experts stress that staying calm and looking big and overpowering are key responses when confronting a bear in the outdoors. So, cheers to Huxley and his
Yeah, see how scared that bear was? Because, like, the bear was not scared of the kid.
neighbor
But
for their perfect response under pressure.
it's not a huge bear, but it's big. It can fuck you up if it attacked you.
Adults even in that moment.
Yeah, to a 7-year-old.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That bear was way big. That bear could have, like, grabbed that 7-year-old and ran off with him.
He could have messed up the grown adult too, but like especially to a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
perhaps
I don't want people to take my advice as bear fighting advice, but if I was there, I would have whipped out my peenie and tried to sexually assault the bear.
or run away, or not everybody knows what to do there. So I'm super proud of him.
And off Huxley goes on his scooter to his next adventure.
Oh, that Huxley.
Yeah, that kid didn't really seem afraid at all. That probably helped him. He knew not to run, though, which I'm guessing if you live in this area where bears are kind of a normal thing, not to run away if a bear's like approaching
he's like,
you.
oh, great. Another fucking bear.
Trump doesn't
Just
always
another
build
adventure.
Her sells his name as a brand. He builds nothing.
He does own some buildings, I thought. I mean, even in
he did at one point. I don't know if he still does.
That building in Las Vegas he still owns. They take the name off of the building if he didn't own it anymore. The big Trump building in Vegas.
You sure he doesn't license it?
I don't know.
I know he used to own buildings and then he would sell them closely afterwards. He just wasn't good at maintaining them. I don't know. He might still own them though.
The death of Friends star Matthew Perry continues to reverberate as the world waits for word on what led to the 54-year-old star's death. He was found unresponsive in his hot tub by his assistant.
Hot tubs can raise your blood pressure. I don't know. I don't know if he had a heart attack, but if he did, being in a hot tub can really mess with your heart.
I think it was suicide.
Do we know yet?
If you look at his Instagram shortly before this was happening, he was referencing some suicidal things in a very a very covert way. So we'll have to see. I think he had a weird post about cranberries.
Assistant, with paramedics saying they were responding to a drowning. Jim Murray begins our coverage.
We're learning new details today about Matthew Perry's final hours. The Friends actor spent the morning playing pickleball. He was said to be obsessed with the sport and reportedly played the game twice a day for 2 hours. But on Saturday...
It says that the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas is co-owned by Donald Trump and Phil Ruffin through their joint venture Trump Ruffin Commercial LLC. So he does own at least part of the building in
He
Vegas.
called it quits after just 1 hour because he was fatigued. After pickleball, Matthew Perry returned here to his $6 million mansion in Pacific Palisades. He asked his assistant to run some errands for him, picking up a new iPhone and prescription glasses. Meanwhile, the beloved actor relaxed in his hot tub. It was his favorite place to unwind. In fact, his last social media post 1 week ago was this image of himself in his hot tub with the caption, "Oh, so warm water swirling around makes you feel good?" Perry's assistant returned at 4 p.m., and that's when she made the shocking discovery. The actor had drowned.
Agent 23, Rescue 23, UMS 9, respond to the drowning.
First responders converged on the quiet neighborhood. That's Perry's mother, Suzanne, and stepfather, Dateline NBC's true crime correspondent, Keith Morrison. It was a tragic scene made all the more poignant by Morrison's presence as he lifts the police tape to pay his respects to Matthew's biological father, actor John Perry. According to reports, cops found prescription painkillers and anti-anxiety pills at Matthew Perry's home, along with medication to treat COPD, a breathing disorder like...
Okay, so he also had COPD.
Emphysema. Perry had struggled with drug and alcohol addiction for decades. He was in recovery, although just last week he looked disheveled and overweight.
Why is a healthy, communicative, able-bodied...
Is this him?
Yeah, he transitioned.
Gentleman
No.
like this
Terribly
suddenly
disheveled
pass
and
away in a
overweight.
hot tub. There has to be something sort of underlying.
Forensic pathologist Dr. Priya Banerjee says it's unlikely Perry simply fell asleep because natural reflexes would have kicked in and jolted him awake.
Something has to be going on to then alter his reflexes. It doesn't have to always be drugs. You have to think about medical conditions, anything that can alter someone.
I've gotten out of hot tubs and my heart was racing after being in it. When you move from the hot environment out into the cold environment, it made my heart so that's I don't know.
The heat of
I
a
guess
hot
we'll
tub
see what
can
happens.
also have been
There's a claim that he was nodding to this because the lead singer of the Cranberries died in a pool. and he posted something about cranberries on his thing, and he was referencing Batman and Bat Signal as this was like a signal to say that his time was coming or something. There's like this weird Batman cranberry claim that he committed suicide. So we'll see. We'll see what happened here.
Okay.
Factor.
This is a very weird
might be a little
thing.
bit more fatigued than usual, a little more
Pickleball.
dehydrated.
That's so weird that pickleball
Then
is
jump
such a
into hot
huge
tub, which
sport
makes them
now.
further dehydrated. As a result, there can be some
Kids love
demand
it.
placed on the heart, increased stress.
Requesting 2 additional units and a supervisor respond to Bluesdale Drive.
The aerial footage of Perry's pool revealed a curious image on the bottom. It's the bat sign. He was a huge Batman fan. His social media is filled with Batman images. He even called himself Matman. The caption on this October 19th post showing the bat signal in his pool lit up goes, "Sleep well, everybody. I've got the city tonight. Matman." Perry's grieving family released a statement today. "We are heartbroken by the tragic loss of our beloved
Matthew
son
Perry
and
should
brother."
have taken
Matthew
a page
brought
out of David Carradine's playbook.
What,
Oh,
like
why?
a
So the
strangle
pool be
bait?
full of cum?
A strangle bait.
so much joy to the world.
Oh my God. Check this out. Kendall got a haircut.
And welcome
Oh
to
my
the
God.
special Wednesday edition of Luke Flips.
Is this
because
Sinead
I
O'Connor?
am going to be spending the weekend at YumaCon in downtown Detroit. So here's a little bit of something for you to enjoy.
YumaCon in downtown Detroit.
Before the content becomes about what's going on in that field. And yes, I did go and get this. I was trying to get a new haircut, and well, when you've got somebody cutting your hair for you who wants the military buzzer type, this is what you look like with. Either way, I still look better than what Rachel Zegler's future in Hollywood's going to be.
Oh God.
Do you though? Do you?
I didn't think it was possible for him to look worse when he
should
had
probably try and shave his lips.
Which shows that we've got the sweetest kind of revenge in the world is to go out there and expose those to whom have wronged you before in the past. And for all of Rachel Zegler's talks about her being so aggressive, about how she is somebody who is bold and brave and standing up for her seat at the table, especially for all those other future Latin actors and actresses ahead of her, even though she's part Polish, it turns out little Miss Gina Carano back in the day when all of the fire and the blitzkrieg was against her and she got fired off The Mandalorian, little Miss Zegler, long before she became Hollywood's newest punchline for everything that makes Hollywood actresses so insufferable. Well, little Miss Rachel was one using her social media following to encourage people to go and belittle Miss Gina for, basic things like saying that basic truths, if they suddenly become evil or wrong or get framed as something that is a dangerous political statement, then that means that we are
he never pauses.
Not rushing into a really
Yeah, I
really
wanted to
happy
make a comment about him looking like John from Funland, but didn't get a pause.
future. A generic as all hell Godwin post along with a joke about beep beep booping led to her standing up for herself, like what a lot of
If he like him and John got together and made a video together.
Just touching dick tips.
Yeah, hello Drunken Peasants. I am here with Kendall. We are doing meth and having orgy.
Hollywood actresses want to say, but then don't really do when it comes to somebody more powerful than them in the studio system. Like another woman, as in Kathleen Kennedy, wanted Gina to go under a program of 40 different people on one big Zoom call to yell in her face for the crime of making a joke about pronouns. Because, well, the idea we already know that pronouns itself and the obsession with them is a giant joke, but now we have to go and deal with 40 people of them trying and failing to do their best impression of Az and his little outburst about Starfield. It looks like almost as if the world of Hollywood has so many double standards we're starting to lose count. Because now there's even some more in and the fact that Rachel Zegler has been given a little bit of a reprieve, so that she can go back to promoting her latest flop, the Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, because that's a little deal that is the ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike that's happening. She had to go and get that from the major studio, from Lionsgate, that's involved in the Hunger Games franchise, the studio that actively went out of its way to pretty much order Miss Suzanne Collins to go and write another book in the series so they can have a prequel to go and do a movie out of. And we all know how well that worked with Dino De Laurentiis, the producer, and working with author Thomas Harris, and basically doing everything he could to get him to write a sequel to Silence of the Lambs. And well, we all know how the general public has absolutely no divisive opinions on the movie Hannibal whatsoever. And that was when simply the big crime in casting was replacing Jodie Foster with Julianne Moore. Imagine how it would have been if, say, you put
This one is
Zegler.
for Jess. Kendall looking like the dickhead he is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Kendall. Look at Kendall here.
He's not Ken enough.
In Hannibal these days. It's probably the only way that it would have been any more of a completely hated kind of film. Also that, and it definitely would have guaranteed that the movie would have been a complete failure, because even Hannibal was more successful than anything that Rachel Zegler starred in. Because remember, Rachel Zegler was the woman who was talking all about right there.
And then you hear his dad in the background like, yeah, Rachel Zegler sucks. You tell him, son.
You tell him, boy. I'm going to go down to the local bar and bag a 40-year-old MILF.
Kind of person going out there and trying to form the Auto Workers Union, the UAW, back in the day, back in the time of long even before WW2. And there was an honest-to-God fight to get those Auto Worker Unions started. But they actually...
You know, Kendall does a live stream every Saturday when Michigan football plays their game. Every Saturday. It makes me sick. It makes me sick.
Why don't you like it, Ben?
It's gross.
Why is it gross, Ben?
Well, first of all, Michigan is now being investigated by the NCAA for apparently breaking some rules, doing things you're not supposed to do when it comes to spying on other teams and learning like how they call plays.
Not Jerry Sandusky rules?
No, not that bad.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Because
that would make me sick.
Yeah, this still makes me sick. It makes me sick. All right?
Sick.
It
Did
makes
you see
me
Rusty
sick.
Cage's Halloween costume this year?
What was that?
Did you see Rusty Cage's Halloween costume this year?
No. It better not be
so
Michigan.
Fucking funny. No, he was Vince McMahon, and he had like the shoulder pads, and he had like the Vince McMahon strut. It was so funny.
It makes me sick.
Makes me sick.
Served their
God
purpose.
damn it.
They actually did have a purpose. They actually did do the things that so many people pretend that SAG-AFTRA or the WGA are doing, and really, really, honest to God, aren't. Because people in my family that came over to here, that came because of the better life that the UAW would have provided for them if they came over up there, not even from across the river, across the Atlantic Ocean, even just simply from other parts of the country, like people coming from the South to come up here for the boom of auto workers. That's a major difference between that and somebody like little Rachel over here who thinks that she should get paid for every hour that movie is streaming because she is standing around in a princess dress and thinking that that is comparable to what an assembly line job was back in the time of even before the UAW started, let alone what happened then. Just saying,
yes,
this is somebody who truly, truly is the ultimate example. She's somebody who now is elevated. It's come to the point where in Hollywood, you see an actress who gets all of this praise, all of this acclaim, all of this hype, even though they have the IQ of a zygote and the personality of a lima bean who drinks too much at a sorority house, but we're supposed to treat them as so special and important. You know, now retroactively, we can look back at Jennifer Lawrence when she was all the rage and see, really, God, was she an obnoxious little and desperate for attention. But then from there, you go on to seeing now.
All right. Okay. I don't know. He bombards you. You know what I mean? He just kind of like, he tears you apart
There's nothing I can add to that. And at some point I just stopped listening because of it.
it's rapid fire nonsense.
Crapid fire.
It's never ending rapid fire, like true nonsense that penetrates my mind.
You're tearing me apart, Kindle.
Just a quick reminder. Go ahead.
Chesh keeps comparing him to Caillou, and I think that's pretty spot on. People hate Caillou, right?
I don't know what Caillou is.
Just a little bald kid. He's a little bald cartoon kid, like a kid show cartoon kid. And like the theory is that he's bald because he has cancer, and people still hate him even though he's a little cancer baby because he's that hateable.
I see.
That's Caillou.
Quick reminder, we're going to do our review of the first probably quarter or third of ISOM Volume 2 immediately after this stream is over. It won't be we're almost done here, so you guys should sign up now, patreon.com/DP to catch the live stream. We're going to do a live stream.
Patrons $10 and above.
Yeah. So check it out. I'll even share the link with you guys really quick here, just so you can get there more quickly. Also, don't forget, we're doing Dynor stickers for the $33 patron level, and you get the choice when I ship them out next month. I'll let you tell me whether you want the white one or the black one. And then for those of you who want to be really cool and join the $50 level before the end of this month, at any point before the end of this month, I will send you a shirt and the sticker. You'll get both. And you get to choose, which style you prefer, and I'll have to contact you for the sizing and all that stuff. You just have to sign up $50 patrons between now and before the end of the month. So
if you ask Kiora why Caillou is bald, the answer is Caillou is bald because no one likes him and he sucks, so therefore he does not deserve hair or a family at that. He's just a bald little bastard that everyone uses as a punching bag, literally. That's Caillou.
That's so mean.
Yeah, but you have to watch Caillou. You agree with it. He sucks. He's a shit heel. He's literally Kendall, but in a cartoon bitch boy form.
That's how you can get to tonight's ISOM review. Come on, it's going to be riveting. I can't wait to find out why ISOM quit being a superhero.
Yeah, I think we're finally going to figure out why ISOM keeps the cross above his dick.
Maybe. I don't know. I
don't have any reason to believe that we're actually going to find out, by the way. It was just my hopes and assumptions.
Yeah, I think they're going to keep it as vague as they can to drag it on as long as they can. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
I hope Eric July wins the lawsuit with the International School of Ministry, so they have to put crosses above their dicks.
Yeah, there was like an Alpha Core animation, but I guess I didn't grab it. I was going to show it to you, but oh well.
For those of you that want to join the RIPA Unlimited for $19.99 a month, you can get 30-minute access before everybody else to the new Alpha Core comic book.
30-minute access.
I'm pretty sure that's what I read online. I don't know if it's 100% true because I could have been reading someone talking shit, but it seemed like it was actually what he was offering for his over-the-top program. Oh, yeah.
His over-the-top program.
His over-the-top offering, RIPA Unlimited.
RIPA Unlimited.
I don't know if that's what it's called.
I do like that, though. He should use that.
RIPA Unlimited, ripafart.com.
That's just your opinion, bud. All right, we're going to go and do the post show. You guys should join us. It helps support the show, and you get some extra content. And if you sign up now, there's a lot of content coming. I've got a lot of stuff planned between now and the end of the month. So you should sign up right now. What do you have to lose? It's only $10, and it's hours of entertainment following the show that you're watching right now anyway. So you might as well
the jungle.
Help it out. So that's what we're doing now. Follow us there. It's pinned right there. All you got to do is sign up at the $10 level. We will see you there. Goodbye. Oh, there's somebody.
Satan.
Thank you. All right, going now.